Hi guys, my name is Wilfred and welcome to another video on Lurks Below. This is a game created by Mr. David Brevik, who has also created Diablo 1, 2, Hellgate London and also more recently Marvel Heroes. And I'm very privileged to be able to participate in the closed beta, also within the the Discord channel as well. So I've got to interact with him very often. So that was a very positive experience. Now this game is created by him alone, one person's project since I think 2016 December. Some people ask when will this game be live and would that be the early access and how much would that be. I've got a chance to chat with him in Discord. He planned to have another 2 rounds of closed beta. This month is March, so I would think probably sometimes in June this game should be in a good shape, and he would like to skip the early access, so it's going to be a full launch. So I'm very excited, and I'll show you more footages as and when I've got a chance to participate in the closed beta. And this video is a compilation of the boss rush from the second boss to the third boss, which is the last of the closed beta, the last content of it. Reason why is because the closed beta was ending soon. It was just a couple of hours. I came back from work, and there was a patch, and I read it from the patch note that it may not work with the existing save file. True enough, it didn't work. So I was trying my luck and just upload my save file in Discord to Mr. David Brevik and say that, well, if you have time to fix it, please fix it for me. But I wasn't expecting anything. So I went to shower and came back out, and file was ready for me to test the game. So I was really excited. By the way, this is a portal, and within the portal, if you go in, you will be able to clear the monster and get access to an altar, I think, to do some high-level crafting. I didn't go in because I tried a couple of times and it failed really badly until I couldn't even recover from there. Good thing is that I know how to recover the save file, so I could sort of like skip that and just do what I need to do here. All right, so that was really fun experience participating in the closed beta. And in this video, I'd like to also have a preview of how I feel about a game as of now after spending about 40 hours playing Lurks Below. So here we go. I think the gameplay is fantastic. It's so good that I kind of like ignore the fact that it is a very low resolution, or is a pixel kind of art that may some of you may find it a little bit turn off. But I have tremendous fun just to play it. This game. And my experience is that there are a couple of areas I really like it. So the first area is about the progression itself, because when you started off with nothing, just at the surface, and how you deal with the surface area until later on you start digging below, and that is in itself a progress when you face different tier of the area, that of different texture to it, different mob type as well. It got to see different mob bestiality and so on. So that is really cool. Gear, I'll talk a little bit about it later, but it is fantastic. Mr. Brevik, he has done the Diablo, he has done the Marvel Heroes. The gear design just another world. I mean, I've played a lot of other games before, but it's always a lot of fun trying to get the right gear to do the right job. And sometimes it's just like when you really find the gear, say, yeah, I got it, and try to put them together. That is a fun part to it. Initially there's a lot of food and hunger kind of like issues, but you start to get a farm going, and at the end you can't conquer it. That is itself a kind of progress. Crafting is fantastic. You could start with crafting something very simplistic for your farm. After that, crafting something like maybe your gear, and then later on maybe a blueprint for your prefab kind of structure, and then later on you can do like your ancient item leveling and stuff like that. So that is extremely rewarding as well, the whole crafting part of it. And I know when I first show video of this game, some of you have concerned that it seems a bit slow and movement a little bit slow. Well, the good thing is that after spending about 20 hours or 10 or 15 hours playing this game as a new player, I managed to get something that can teleport. So no longer do I need to build platform and jump from one to the other. You can just teleport. Like right now, you can see me teleport probably in just a bit. So it's a lot more rewarding. The mobility part of it, I love it. And later on, you will have stealth as well. So with the stealth, then your gameplay a little bit more differently. So I love the whole progression. I know that I'm just scratching the surface because beta, from what I read, is only about 20% the full game. So it's still a lot more to go for. So I haven't really got a chance to see everything yet. Gameplay aside, the second thing I would like to talk about is the loot, and why I found that the loot is so satisfying, and why is it so addictive. And it's one of the signature and cornerstone of Mr. David Brevik's design as well. It occurred to me that it's a little bit like the marriage between Diablo and say Path of Exile, and even like maybe Terraria kind of thing. It's like a mix of everything. Now, of course, it's not in such a grandeur way like Path of Exile. I don't kid myself. But in Path of Exile, the power, the skill itself come from the Damned, right? And in here, in this, by the way, this one I died quite a lot of times. So yeah, it's really hard. So It Lurks Below, the special power, be as passive or whatnot, is actually an ancient item that you see on my hotbar. So you have to collect ancient items. You cannot purchase it from NPC or whatnot. They will reward you with ancient item as you level for your class, but then you also can loot some ancient items as well, and you are free to put them into one hotbar. It is like a linking of the power in, say, Path of Exile as well, because you get a gear, you link all the items, and it become a build. And very much you can create a build using the hotbar and the ancient items that you have. So that is the fun part of it. But there's also a gearing part of it that is very interesting as well, because you've got to have all these like you can craft all these different tiers of gear that you can craft using some of these ore that you kind of like collect. And then after that, you can have the magical kind of like a shard to augment the items the way that you want. Do you want more hit point? Do you want to be more defensive, or do you want to be more offensive, so that you can do it? That's very nice. It has a lot of attribute kind of features to it, and a lot of decision making that matters. Like the good old Diablo, sometimes you cannot respect, go back in time and say, I wouldn't want that build anymore. You can't, and it's very much like the good old days, whereby you have to decide of the 4 attributes which one would like you to further on. And I've played Bard, I've played Cleric, I've played Necromancer. Each of them have a different strategy to it, and also augment with the gear. So whether you play hardcore or softcore, that all matters as well, depending on what you want to achieve in this game. I found that the build variety is really solid because of all these ancient items that I can augment, gear that I can collect, and later on the gear have set gear as well. I haven't really got that far yet, but I've seen some of the screenshot whereby you can have set gear that does something quite interesting. So build variety is there, and last but not the least, it is a more like a ranged kind of game. It's not a melee game. You don't really have like a sword to hit mob, but you have a wand. But the wand is interesting in the sense that there are different type of wand. You have different type of damage type. Like magic is like just vanilla. There's no element to it. You can have fire that have a burn effect. You can have cold, which can freeze. You can have poison that is like slow and as well as damage over time. And you could so with all this, you can have attribute to augment it, ancient items that augment it as well, and also the wand itself have different feature. Some of them is multi-shooting the enemy in front, but the range is a little bit short. Some of them would allow you to sort of like have pierce through the enemy as well. Some of you would bounce around in your kind of like a dungeon. Some of you actually have art kind of type that is an art type, and then destroy all the environment around it, and you'll see in the boss fight later. So it's very, very interesting from a wand design point of view. And on top of that, you could have the different affixes to it, like some of them is like growth to it, meaning that the more you hold the trigger, the more powerful it becomes. Some of them has a brutality to it, which I got it actually. One of this one is a brutality kind of item. It has a very long recharging time like now, but then it hit really, really hard as well. So different gameplay depending on what kind of affixes to it. Like this one is really cool. It's like one shot and that's it. And also there are things like I think there's one that you can hold it and shoot it very long time, but it has a reduced amount of damage. So all in all, very interesting kind of design, and I'm sure these are just some example. There should be more wands that for collection, and yeah, I mean it's always exciting to find a new wand and see what I can upgrade with, and all this, like how to use the environment to your advantage. So that is it. And this is a boss fight, by the way. So I'm almost wrapping up, and I'm just going to narrate the whole boss fight. Now, first time playing this boss, I have no idea what to expect. And this is the art kind of like wand that I have, and it kind of like destroyed the ground around me as well, which is less ideal because later on you see that I drop inside somewhere, but I was trying to figure out how to play this one, because the boss moved quite a fair bit, and I think the idea is not to be hit by the bosses. It's a little bit like the Risk of Rain. I don't know whether you guys have played or not. One of the boss will actually go up and down, up and down. I ate some warm berry pie for my health regen because I felt that I needed it. My health is about 2,169, so it's rather tanky. My DPS is not that fantastic because if you gear for that, then your DPS is not being geared for, of course. Now I try to get some platform there, try to be a little bit stationary, but I think there are, ideally you shouldn't be touched by the boss. So I realized that strategy doesn't work for me, but it's kind of nice because I try to see a pattern as well at this point, like where does it really go, and I think I managed to dodge quite a lot of his attack, and I think I got a little bit impatient towards the end because as time goes by, I'm destroying the ground accidentally. It's not really what I want to do. Like this one dropped all the way down, and I need to sort of like teleport back up there and try again. So I will try my best not to drop down somewhere, but because the gun is so powerful that it destroyed the environment. So it's just one of those things, and this is called the this is the Tentacle of It. So very interesting name, and I think the boss also shoots some kind of like a poison that slow you down as well, if I'm not wrong, because I've seen some poison being shot by the Tentacle of It. It's still quite a rather long fight, but then I sort of like I think I got it in my bag, and now I'm tired, so I need to drink a cup of coffee. So it's good that I have coffee around me. I should have rested before this fight, but it's something that I probably would have just forgotten. I'm still very new to this game. So yeah, I mean, once touched by the boss, you lose a lot of health there, and I'm trying to eat some berry pie, get some of the scroll as well, but I realized that probably doesn't stack together with the food kind of the food buff, because the food that I have provide me with some kind of health regen, and it doesn't. Yeah, so I got it. So this is the end of normal beta content. Thank you for playing, and thank you very much for watching as well. Lastly, this game also have a lot of cosmetic stuff going on. You can get you can buy hats. You can unlock a blueprint that build a house. Inside has a vendor that will sell you hats like this one here. It also have pets as well, which I haven't really got a chance to do it to create a blueprint that will allow me to buy pets. I would love to. I haven't got a chance to, so maybe next time. And by the way, this will be a next tier whereby you see all this like a mob but look like a little bit like a Diablo kind of thing. So so that is all. If you have any question, any feedback, do tell it to me, because I have access to Mr. David Brevik, I could actually drop a note there as to say that what you guys like or don't like, what are the concerns you have, as and when the closed beta is come back again, I would do more videos for you guys. And who knows, I mean, I may want to try an enchanter, or if the next closed beta they have druid, I may want to try a druid. That would be quite interesting. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.